Welcome back to the YourRussianGamer. Now today I'm actually bringing you closer to the inside of my fire hazardous office and things like this to review a product that I actually was able to acquire yesterday. And just in case if you're interested in its actual quality, the entire thing is being recorded through the microphone. And so that's basically your audio sample of the day, I guess, of the video, the entire video. And so the Blue Spark Digital. Now, the reason I was actually inclined to buy this, I wasn't inclined to buy this. I actually went into Cosmo Music yesterday and I talked to the guy at the front desk working around there. And I talked to him about the two mics that I've already had, and I talked to him about the problems that I had with them. The Apex 440 really isn't worth talking about that much. It was okay, but its functionality was basically limited to decreasing the gain by 10 decibels, and that was basically it. And that's all the functionality that thing had, and it also was kind of unreliable at times. It was kind of doing really funky things, and at the end it broke itself. And my predecessor to this also came from Blue, was the original Blue Yeti, the silver version. And the reason I don't have that anymore is because it sort of died in the first 2 hours, and so it was there was a problem with the actual microphone itself, and I had to return it. And I was going for possibly another Yeti because I enjoyed it very much. But Cosmo actually was getting some on the order and he didn't have any inside the store. And so the guy pointed me to this microphone. It's 20 bucks. It's what am I saying? It's 50 bucks more expensive, but I find that it's so much worth it now that I've actually had a time to use the microphone and discover its true capabilities. It's very much worth the purchase. Now, I'm not the greatest of Apple consumers, and I don't have an iPad or anything, so for me, the secondary function of this microphone is kind of useless, because it is USB and it is compatible with both your PC and it's compatible with an iPad, but I don't have any. Now, the box itself is actually right down here. This is what it comes in, something that looks sort of like this, and that's basically it. And inside, there's nothing much. There's like a little wrapping around the microphone itself, and it comes with the stand. It also comes with a manual and this very, very nice bag. It's actually very soft and cushiony. It's got like, it's a very, very good build quality, and I feel like you can take this anywhere, and you can at least smack around a little bit, and your microphone will not be damaged at all, and you can carry both the stand and the mic and all the cables you'll ever need with this thing. And so I think that's a very good addition to this whole packaging thing. Now the microphone itself, this is you can possibly see the exterior. It looks very, very I don't know exactly how to explain it. It has this classic look. It has this touch that no other microphone that I've ever seen. There's already been microphones like this on the Blue line, like the Bottle and things like this, that have this kind of look to it. But this one also has little features, little user interface features that I had never seen before. And compared to the XLR version of the Blue Spark, which is orange, this thing also has a little bit of differences in how it comes, and also the user interface that I like very, very much. And so let's just go through the specs very quick. I have no clue what any of these means. I'm sorry. I'm not the greatest mic scientist. I don't understand that much about it. But I guess you can, if you really care, you can read the specs and listen to the specs yourself. And hopefully this makes it a little bit better to you. Now the microphone, at least for me, is absolutely, the sound is incredible, and that's the reason why I'm absolutely in love with it right now. Now the specs right now, its interface, it can be USB 2.0 and the Apple 30 pin. So this is the secondary input that it comes with, and I'm currently using the USB that's plugged into my computer. Its frequency response is from 26 Hz to 20 kilohertz. Its sensitivity is 20 millivolts per pat. I have no clue what that means. I've never seen that. Like, it's pissing me off that I have no clue what any of this means. SPL handling range 65 to 128 decibels. I'm guessing that's decibels, whatever. dBA. Its S to N ratio is 84 decibels, and its noise level is 10 decibels. A weighted. And so I have absolutely no freaking clue what any of this means, but I guess these are good specs that I'm not really going to criticize very much. The one spec that I know a little bit is the frequency response, and the Yeti does have a little bit of a lower range just because it's got it's got more of a presence to it. But at the same time, I think the Spark itself has a greater quality in general. And also what I like about it is there's a function on the back. It's the focus mode. And instead of just being a low or a high pass filter, instead what it does is it kind of it clarifies the bigger poppy sounds that are around you. So if you're recording possibly like your already pretty sharp, pretty bright instrument like a steel guitar or something, you don't need this function. If you want vocals that stand out just a little bit more, then you're free to use this function. Honestly, it doesn't make a difference to me which one I use, but if you're going to get this microphone and you're interested in knowing which one is better for you, then just fiddle with them. I don't really care. But that function is actually pretty useful in some cases, whether you want a more bassier or a more higher trebler kind of sound. And so that's basically it. Now the front of it is what I love the most about it. Just the way you look at it, it looks like an absolute beast of a thing. It's very, very small compared to the Yeti. Like the actual processing unit itself is tiny, but it also has the capsule that's on top of it that gives it this cool little classic-y look that I absolutely love about it. And the rest of it, it actually screws into the stand right down here. And the rest of it is actually separable. I don't want to do that right now because, well, I'm lazy. And so that's basically my only reason. But what I like about the stand is it also has a built-in shock mount with it. And the original Spark XLR microphone, you can go ahead and buy those with an Icicle, the blue Icicle, which converts XLR to USB. You can buy one of those, or you can buy one of these. It also doesn't matter. But the Spark actually comes with a regular shock mount. This one comes with an actual desk stand. And I love this more because it's more functional. And I've seen a lot of people do commentaries with the XLR version of this microphone. It kind of looks a little funky. This one's on a desk. It already comes with everything you need to put this on a desk. And the mount, you can actually loosen and tighten the screws here to make sure that this thing moves. And then the cable's plugged in at the bottom. You also have a live monitoring with 0 latency, and you can just plug in your headphones over here, 3.5mm jack, and you can listen to yourself. And adjusting it, I'll get into it just a second, and that's basically what it looks like in a whole big grand scheme of things. And the way you would get into the stand is just by screwing in there and tightening the little bolt at the bottom. And so that's it. There's also a little bit of a space at the back here. You can buy separately a pop filter. And unfortunately, that's the one feature that doesn't come with that's the digital version compared to the XLR version. The XLR version does have a pop filter that comes with it. It's basically the same thing. You can get it off anywhere, off Amazon, whatever. It doesn't matter. And it just pops into the back, and it kind of whoops! I just hit my microphone, and it goes over the front. And it's a decent pop filter, I guess, just like any other. There's no real difference between pop filters. Now, that's basically the microphone itself. I mean, the rest of it right here is this little switch, which I absolutely adore. And because it makes this whole user interface so much more fun, I guess, to use. Because what you have is you have the same button doing 3 different things. It's changing the volume of your headphones, it's changing the microphone gain, it's changing the mute. So you could push this microphone, and I will be silent for these few seconds that I'm actually speaking into the microphone. Now you can probably hear me out of the camera mic. Now when I push this back on, it's back to normal functioning, and it actually works fine. And also with the thing that I'm turning right now, it wouldn't actually be doing anything because I'd be changing the headphone output, but I don't actually feel like I need it, at least for talking to the microphone, because I can monitor myself by just listening to myself like this. It's more useful, I think, when you're doing lyrics and things like this, and this microphone is actually perfect for lyrics too. But however, it also gets really fancy because instead of just switching in this to move both the headphone volume and the gain up at the same time, which wouldn't make sense sometimes, you actually would hold it down for 3 seconds, and then the microphone, this actual light that comes up, switches to orange, and that's when you're actually adjusting your microphone gain. And what I love about the interface is instead of it just being a little black line that moves around the thing, like the Yeti does, instead of that, it actually has these little light bulbs that light up, the LEDs that light up, and it just feels more interactive. And I love this tiny little feature because it feels like it's a lot more friendly to the user that's trying to use it. And also the switch itself is very sturdy. It doesn't feel like there's anything like wobbly about it. It just feels absolutely perfect and fine and beautiful. And in the grand scheme of things, this is by far my favorite microphone that I've tried. I'm comparing this to the Yeti, which is a surprisingly very good microphone too. And it's $50 cheaper. This thing is $200, the Yeti is $150. You can go on other. I sort of had a time to review it, but I didn't because it broke on me within the first 2 hours that I started using it. And so if you want a review of the Yeti itself, you can just search it up on YouTube or something. Sorry, I can't do one right now because I just can't afford buying another $150 mic when I just have this thing to work with. And so that's basically all I have to say about the Blue Spark. I mean, it's an absolutely fantastic mic for anybody. It doesn't even matter. You can have, this is a studio grade quality microphone and it's $200. And so basically anybody with enough money to buy this who's just starting out doing absolutely anything you could want. It's perfect for instruments, perfect. I've tried it on a bunch of different like guitars and pianos and drums and things like this. And it works absolutely beautifully. Like, I mean, I have no problems with it anywhere. And if you just want an overall good experience and a very good studio grade professional recording quality, buy this thing because it's compared to the price ranges of other microphones, this thing is superior to many things that have slightly better features but cost way more. And so that's basically all I have to say about this microphone. I mean, it's beautiful the way it is, and I guess congrats to Blue for making this very just awesome mic, and I love it. And so that's basically it. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys later, and goodbye.